2, 1. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Kiki and Kibbitz. It's Mary, and I'm here with Reality by Ashley. And we are doing a Kiki and Kardashian night. In case you couldn't tell, we have Courtney, aka Reality by Ashley.
It's a lot of things, actually. It started off, it was supposed to be Chloe, right? Because I had the earrings. That was what the hair was supposed to be too.
Right.
And then we talked about how much we were going to talk about Courtney. So I put the black on, and then I hated the whole look. So I put the glasses on, but I think that actually does it.
Yes. So we have a combination of all three, right?
Which is kind of my MO at any given time. So I think that's going to work out just fine.
Yes. I am so happy to have you with me tonight. We're
I'm so excited.
Kiki,
you have no idea
about the Kardashians.
I can't even express to you how excited I am about this. Because we've talked before about so many other topics, but this is my favorite topic.
Yes. Ashley lives and breathes the Kardashians. And when I tell you, this girl loves the Kardashians.
I'll tell you, White Claw, unofficial
sponsored by White Claw. Yep.
Unofficial sponsor of Reality by Ashley Twitter until they become the official sponsor. No, this is how long I've been a fan. This I wanted to say for your live reaction.
Oh my.
I own this, and I looked up the date. It's actually 2010. And it's incredible. It is absolutely incredible.
Girl, okay.
It's got this Lamar wedding.
Hardcore. Holy shit.
Throwback. Yeah, I own this. So, I mean, that's what we're working with here. And not only do I own it, but I knew where it was. So.
Hardcore. We are talking hardcore. And if you guys do not follow Reality by Ashley on Twitter, you need to follow her right after you're done watching us.
But follow you first.
Yes, of course. Definitely. So now the Kardashians moved to Hulu, so we had to move with them to keep up with them. And I just wanted to ask you, what did you think about the whole production side of it? Do you think it was any different than E?
Yeah, I do. I think there's a couple of things that are definitely different, besides the fact that they're obviously trying to use a lot more drone footage.
Yes, I love the drone footage.
Budget for drone footage. But I actually do love that. My big thing with the production is that I like that they're breaking the fourth wall, and they're talking to the camera, they're talking to the producer, whoever it is, making these little side comments. I think somebody said it was supposed to be more of a docu-series.
Yes.
And I think that kind of comes across with that, and that I really appreciated that.
Right. I mean, I really appreciate, like you said, with the drone footage, like with Courtney and Travis's the whole engagement thing, because obviously they're wearing cameras right in their faces, but we still got to see it from certain angles, because they had the cameras from the higher up angles. I like how they're breaking down the fourth wall more, and I like that they're able to curse.
I didn't even realize that. I didn't even realize it. And then I realized it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. I think also, I don't know if this has anything to do with the production necessarily, but I think that Kim especially has been showing a different side as far as wearing less makeup. I think they kind of all have. It's kind of this more stripped down. It's supposed to maybe feel behind the scenes, or we didn't necessarily get ready for this. And it's I don't know if that's on purpose or on accident, but I like it. I think it adds another dimension.
Definitely. Okay. So the way that we have decided to break this down, because there's so much to break down, right, Ashley?
There's too much. It was only 10 episodes. So that was one thing too, is that people kind of thought that it was a short season, but then when we were talking about all the topics, it's like, that didn't seem short.
Right, I know. Because they usually had like 17, 19 episodes on E, right? When they
I think that's too long.
Right. So
I really
like
do. I really do. The more I thought about it, the end kind of ended on a cliffhanger, or like a 2-week or like more coming or whatever. And I thought that was just enough.
Right. Yeah, I think that was just enough. I think they compacted a lot into the 10 episodes. I liked how they, with the whole, how they started out with Courtney, how they introduced, Courtney and Travis, and jumped right into the whole, what I want to call the tornado of Scott, and how it just covered the whole family.
I have my own opinions on him, to be honest.
Okay.
I think that I kind of understood where he was coming from just a little bit. I think that he was kind of saying like, was this all conditional? Like I thought that this, because his parents died like back to back, right? He had no family.
Right.
They took him in. And I don't know if maybe they never said that was just conditional of him being with Courtney. Maybe he really thought of them as his family.
Right.
And so,
yeah. But I don't really, it's not, see, okay, I understand where he's coming from, but he's not necessarily losing them as a family, because the children are always going to be involved.
But he wasn't invited to those dinners, and I think that's kind of what he was saying, is like, he's not involved.
Right. But I mean, what does he expect after a while?
I mean, and that the truth is too, is like, why does he really want to go? But I think it's really more just he doesn't want to be replaced. He just doesn't really want to be replaced, I don't think. He doesn't want it to be like, oh, everybody is there except for me because I can't handle it or whatever. Like, he just doesn't want to feel like Travis has replaced him. But I wouldn't want to go if I were him.
Exactly.
I think Chloe was the one that said that, or something, is like, do you really want to see them just like making out at every corner?
Right, exactly. I mean, they were very, very PDA. I mean, would you want to be sitting across from your ex?
It's intense. Like, I support them so much, but I'm gonna be honest, like, when it's like the pictures and the articles, you're like, oh, this is such a great idea, this is so cool, I love them together. Then you see the show and you see it in practice, and it's like, he's maybe a little weird. Like, he's a little bit weird, I think. So I don't know.
I think that he's kind of like that, like quirky, weird. That
but like really weird, like kind of spacey. Like, doesn't necessarily like, they'll ask him a question and he'll just be like, like. And he's a genius. I mean, he like, musically, like,
yes,
musically he is a genius, right? But it's like, I don't know, maybe he fits right in.
I don't know. I think he does fit right in. I think he compliments Courtney. Like, I think like Courtney is just kind of like and he's like and they just
I want nothing more than for her to be like obsessed over.
Yes.
Like, everything that Scott didn't do, like, I'm glad that Travis is doing that. I just think he's a little like the baby talking. I don't know. It's just a preference, I guess.
Hey, whatever floats her boat.
But happy. I guess it's a really nice contrast from Scott, who's like obviously never like that at all. I mean, they never were that warm with each other, I don't think. Especially, I was gonna say not in the beginning, but it's like especially not in the beginning.
Yeah, especially not in the beginning. I mean, if you're not like that in the beginning, it's not gonna be like that 10 years in, 15 years in.
Do you used to watch, like, did you watch all through it? Like, do you remember Scott putting the $100 bills in the waiter's mouth?
Yes.
that's like the days that like I don't think he ever recovered from, and I think that now that he kind of is recovered from that,
right,
his own self, I think he's really just realizing like,
I know,
like, oh shit, I guess.
Yes. And one thing that I noticed is that Courtney, once her and Travis were engaged, Courtney made a point to say that she was never married. She said that a couple of times, and I felt like that was kind of a dig at Scott.
Okay, I thought it may have been a dig at her sisters, because I think that like maybe she gets swept up, like people maybe thought she was married to Scott or whatever, and like now she's going to be married to this other guy, because like all of them are married to like all these different guys, and like I was thinking maybe she was trying to clarify, like, no, I've only been married once, this is the first time that it's ever been important, like I'm not like that, I haven't had the TV wedding yet, or a couple times, you know.
Okay, interesting.
I don't think she needs to dig at Scott like that. I think that she's so far beyond it.
Right. I think that maybe because at that point Scott was causing so much drama, like TV drama too, because at this point we had the scene where he was upset about the dinner. We had the scene where he had gotten into a fight with Kendall. You know, so
and then Courtney said though, like, oh, they take one little thing and exaggerate it out and make it like it was this big conversation, but it's like for the Scott stuff, I think it really was like that.
Yeah, I do think it was. Yes, I agree.
I mean, I think she wants to say it's not a big deal because she doesn't want to confront it.
Right.
Because who would want to? I mean, she doesn't want to talk to him. She probably has feelings. I mean, she's probably always going to have feelings for him, but she's just so incredibly disappointed.
Yes.
That it's like, she's just like, she probably feels like every conversation is just like, we've done this, we've talked about this, why do we have to go through this again? Like, it's not going to have a different ending. Like, she gave him a million chances to have a different ending and he just couldn't get it together.
Right, exactly. And then now that she, you know, has found someone that she wants to move on with, he's acting up, you know, and he's lashing out.
Yeah.
And it's like, why can't you just let me be happy? Why are you causing this drama? Why are you acting?
I think that that's understandable as like human nature though. I'm maybe it's just because I'm like really petty. Maybe it's because I'm the Scott or something, but I feel like she ended up with everything and he kind of ended up with nothing. And when you're in that situation, it's like, I don't care how, you know, like how enlightened you are when you're wrong. I think it's just kind of a common like defense mechanism to just sort of, you know, if in any way try to like deflect from yourself.
Right, exactly. Oh, yes. Oh, definitely. You will always try to deflect from yourself.
Yeah. So he's kind of just on a tear of kind of blaming Courtney, blaming Kendall, blaming Chris, blaming Travis, blaming everybody, you know.
Right.
But he's just really pointing it out so that everybody, because he knows what the problem was.
Right.
I mean, he had however many years that was, 9-10 years to get it together.
What did you think about when Courtney called her kids and told them that she was engaged to Travis, and Penelope just started crying?
I don't really know what the right answer is there. I don't know if they should have been there or not, or why they weren't. I think that the reason that they gave for why they weren't ended up getting shadier and shadier the more they tried to explain it. They were like, oh, well, we were going to get you, but it was like an hour away or something. And it's like, you know, that's not going to stop them.
Right.
They had originally said it was just because they were too young or something. I don't know. I think Penelope might be like a little spoiled. And she probably just didn't like to hear the news.
Right. Okay.
But I think they're probably all over it now. I think everything's probably fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure it is. Because then
I mean, it's big news, right? And I don't know. I don't know how I would react to that on FaceTime either.
Right.
But it was a moment. I mean, it was one of those moments where you know that part was at least real.
Right, exactly. And then later on, Kim was having this conversation, and she was saying that Mason was telling North in the car that it was really cool to have a stepdad.
It's so crazy that it's like one of the reasons that I love the show so much is just it's like I can't even believe like we're talking about Courtney, right? And then you mentioned Kim, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, like Kim is, you know what I mean? Like she's on this too. Like I don't even think about them in the same universe almost because it's so different. And then to think about it, the fact that it is connected.
Yeah.
It's just really exciting because the Kim stuff is so different.
It is, isn't it?
And the way that she interacts with it, because like when you think about it, like if you think about it from her perspective, I don't know if she like looks down. I mean, I'm sure she doesn't look down on everybody in her family, but it would be really hard to not be like this. I'm too good. I'm too good for this, even if it's my own family.
I know, right? Isn't that crazy?
Especially when things are getting crazy. It's like Courtney has to deal with Scott. It's just like I can't ever imagine. Like it just seems like Kim is just so above all that. I don't know. She moved on like flawlessly, I feel like.
Too much. So what do we think of the Pushy collaboration?
I'm on the waiting list for this $78 candle.
Oh my God.
Probably not gonna get it.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
It's like it doesn't cost anything to be on the waiting list. So I don't know what it smells like. Amber or something like that. I think.
That is hysterical.
Yeah, I know. It's a big candle though, surprisingly. I thought it was gonna be a small one.
As long as it doesn't smell like a Pushy. I'm okay.
I don't really know what that. Do you know what that candle actually does smell like?
No,
because it has to be something different, right? It has to have like notes of something we would actually want to smell.
Yes, and I don't know. I don't know if I want to smell of notes of anything that smells like a pussy. I don't know.
Smell what the candle's called. Smells like my pushy.
Okay, I'm laughing because Warrior of Many is complimenting me on my lipstick. Would we like to tell them where my lipstick is from? Because in honor of our Kiki and Kardashians, I am wearing a Kylie lip kit that my mother-in-law bought me for my birthday back in April. And it is, hold on a second, I'm going to tell you guys the color. It is called Mary Jo K. Okay, so yes.
That's the grandma.
Yes, that's the grandma. Yes, it is. That is
but
the grandma.
It's not a grandma lipstick though.
Yes, so yes.
Mine's not Kylie lip kit, unfortunately, but I was purposely trying to like smear it on. Like overline the crap out of it.
Yes. So my mother-in-law went into Ulta. I didn't finish telling you the story. She went into Ulta because she, has to buy me makeup. I need a little bit of lipstick. I need a little bit of mascara. So she tells the person that I am a podcaster and I do reality TV. And they said, oh, you should get her something from this. They are from the Kardashians. And my mother-in-law said, oh, I know who they are. Kim Kardashian. And they said, yes, this is her little sister. Buy her something from this. And they helped her pick out the Kylie lip kit.
Yes. Amazing.
Mm-hmm. My 75-year-old mother-in-law was talking to buying me a Kylie lip kit at Ulta for my birthday. So
I love it. And she got the Mary Jo, the MJ one.
Yeah, she got the Mary Jo one. Yes.
Love that.
Gotta love it, guys. You gotta love it. So yes, so the Pushy collab, which you have to give her, she said something that I agree with when it comes to collaborations. Like, people were saying that when she started her line, like she was trying to imitate Gwyneth, and now she's going to collab with her because there's great things that you could do with collaboration. And that's the same way that I think, because why not collab with people, compare ideas, and just build and have greater ideas.
Yeah, and I've always been really impressed with you doing that because I've always, every time that you've had me on, because I always say you get these huge guests from these other shows or whatever, and I'm just like, okay, well, I'm not a huge guest, but I appreciate it. And so I've always appreciated, like, you're kind of just in for the conversation and you're in for the collaboration. And I think that's what they were going for. I think it doesn't hurt them in any way because
it doesn't hurt to throw
their
around
stuff
ideas.
is so expensive.
God, I can imagine.
It's like insane. It's not even their own stuff. It's like curated things. It's like they find the most expensive things from the internet and then tell you to buy them. Is kind of the vibe. It'll be like it'll be like a white cloth or something, and it'll be like $175, and it's Goop approved.
Oh my God, that's
it's not their own unique products. That's why the candle is so cool, is because it's like an actual unique product to them.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And Courtney's is even crazier because hers is all like vegan, gluten-free.
Right. Gluten-free, vegan. Oh gosh.
I love how Kim is like 95% vegan. Except for Red Lobster.
Yes. Yes.
She's my hero. I mean, like, I can't even. She's amazing. She's so amazing.
Oh gosh. I just love how Courtney doesn't give a shit anymore. She deserves it.
I'm just glad that it just shows that she was never against filming or the show. It was that she didn't want because the topic was always about how terrible Scott was being to her.
Right.
And so she thought she didn't want that attention, she wanted to give up a filming, but it's like as soon as she got into a good relationship, now she's like the center of it.
Right, exactly.
So I think that's good. I think it's good that it shows that she like wants to highlight. I think it can only mean good things about her life that she's willing to show so much of it right now. So that's good. I mean, you have to be rooting for her.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Yeah, because she actually went through it. You know what I mean? Like
she did go through it. I mean, Scott put her through some shit. Ashley, Scott really did. Scott put her through some shit.
But for too long. Like, remember the point when they did the Hamptons, and it's like you thought like, okay, this is gonna be it. Like, this is the new page, and it completely wasn't. And he just wrecked. I think that even ended up having like a shorter season or something because of it.
Yes.
And it's just like he really did have so many chances.
I know he did.
They could have had like that perfect Hampton summer with their family, and he was like wasted every night.
I know. I just don't get Chloe's need to feel like she has to walk on eggshells around Scott. Like, I understand their bonds. Like, out of all of them, like Chloe and Scott have like a real friendship bond. But I've
seen a lot about that because there's like on the one aspect, it's like she's the realist one, right? So she's gonna kind of take it as it is. She's not gonna take it as personally. I think she's gonna really take people for their word, maybe. But then I've also seen some theories that like they're in love with each other and they should be together. What do you think of that? Like, at your instinct?
I don't think that they're in love. I just think that she has like this guilt For some
I
reason.
mean, they had like the bathtub podcast. He's always making jokes to her.
Right.
I think is where it started.
Right.
I don't know. It would be interesting. Like nobody's ever dated two of them. Well, that's not true. Actually, I did see this really crazy deep dive TikTok about Travis. That's like he actually was obsessed with Kim for all these years, and then like she wasn't single. Courtney got single first, so then he just like went for Courtney instead.
That is crazy.
I mean, I don't know. I watch a lot of the conspiracies, but I don't think any of it's. I mean, I don't know. I don't care if it's true or not. I really don't even care if it's true or not. But everybody always thinks they're convinced of whatever it is they're talking about.
Yeah, and I don't think Courtney and Scott are like secretly in love with each other. I just think Courtney has like this. I mean, not Courtney. Chloe has this weird like a guilt thing with him because they have like the friendship bond, and she feels like torn between Courtney and him. But I think that she just needs to put her foot down and like, dude, it's been all this time. My sister has a right to move on, and this is just the natural,
I think she's used to first of all, I think she's like used to protecting people, or like used to covering for people in a way.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I think she also just maybe she's not necessarily on Courtney's side.
Right.
There could be a little bit of that, so I think she might be more empathetic to Scott's perspective, and that could be what it is.
Right.
And like maybe she sees like a little bit of what he sees happening, and it's just like doesn't want to be the one that's also doing that.
Right. Exactly. So do we want to talk about the new Kim? Because it seems like we have a new Kim K.
Gorgeous. She is human perfection. I'm like looking at every single flaw I have in this video, like constantly messing with myself. And it's like, I watch the show and my eyes are glazed over. I'm just literally just like, I'm like watching art. She's so pretty.
Personally, I'm sorry. I know you love her, but every time she said baby bar, I cringed.
Sounds like I said sounds like ice cream bar or something, or like a little baby
every
bar.
Time she said baby bar, I'm like, oh my god.
I wish she would have just said bar, like not sold herself short. Been like, I mean, not everybody takes, even to take that. I mean, you can tell because she failed it a couple times. Like even to take that is such a challenge.
So
there's no way I would have been able to do it.
Yeah, I know, me either. I mean, I'm not selling her short. I just every time she said baby bar,
yeah, it's just funny.
It's just like, oh, please stop. So Ray J sex tape still follows her to this day.
I don't know. I could do a whole separate video on that. Because then there's this whole thing about how she had it the whole time. And that was all because he came out with all this, like, I don't know, because he's mad that Ray J didn't become as famous as the Kardashians. It's like, I think maybe he could have tried. I don't remember Ray J doing anything of relevance to like put his own self on the map. I
mean, unless you count Love and Hip Hop, a couple of seasons of Love and Hip Hop, but no.
Not usually.
No, not much.
Yeah, I don't know what the tapes with Kanye getting the tapes. I don't know. And Kanye is such a Fruit Loop too. I have no idea. They're all so crazy.
The fire truck. You have to love the fire truck.
No, I didn't.
North was horrified.
So annoying.
North
I thought it was so annoying.
Horrified. Didn't she look horrified? I felt bad.
It's just annoying because it's like just because you can doesn't mean that you should.
Yes.
And it's like it's interesting to see because you had mentioned something about before when we were talking about when Kylie and Chris went to the grocery store to like feel normal or whatever. It's like I don't think what these kids want is to like ride in the fire truck. I think what they want is to like ride on the school bus.
Yes.
So that's difficult. It's also really hard. I have a hard time judging though, because it's like if I had $1 trillion, I'd probably be like, choo choo. Trust me, I'd be taking a fire truck everywhere if I had Kanye money. So it's hard. It's hard to say.
Ashley's like, I would be taking the fire truck to CVS if I had Kardashian money. Okay.
Seriously, I don't know what I would do. I'd be a complete freak. I know I would.
Oh my God.
You'd all be talking about me, like what that girl's making all the wrong choices. It would be. I mean, I know I would. I think Chloe is like the closest to the person who like who spends their money like a person who isn't used to having it.
Yes.
Like she spends it the way like that she just woke up with a bunch of money. So
yes, I love that.
But they all do their own thing with it. Like Kim just puts blankets like this on airplanes.
Oh my!
Just has like a blanket airplane.
Her plane, Kim's plane.
Yeah.
Did we want to talk about Kim's plane?
I want to talk about everything.
So let's talk about Kim's plane, Ashley.
The plane is so good.
Yes.
It's like seriously. So I have this blanket. It's not a Skims blanket, but it's a really soft blanket. And I was thinking like being influenced by like everything is so cozy. And it's like, you're right. Like, why isn't everything in my life covered with a blanket? There's no rule saying that it can't be.
Yes, there is no rule.
So just cover a plane, she did a car like that too, I think, just like full buzz.
Yes, why not?
I think that's the luxurious way. They all have those like carpets that are like the big fluffy carpet.
Yes, just cover ourselves in fuzz.
That's how you know you're really rich. So if you're just constantly wearing fur.
Yes, I know.
I actually have, and I don't want to know. I'm anti-fur, so I'm not going to say that, but I have some things that rich people would have.
Some things rich people would have.
I have some things rich people would have.
Oh, girl, what am I going to do with you? Some things rich people would have. The one thing that I didn't know if I particularly liked was how she was multitasking, working out and talking about Tristan's whole cheating scandal. That was just weird to me.
Yeah, I don't get the working out. Working out is weird to me. Like the commitment that they have, but it's like obviously if it's that's the thing is like they're always like, oh, everybody has so much plastic surgery. It's like, well, then why are they working out so much? Because I would just go get my plastic surgery and then eat whatever I wanted. So yeah, I think that's kind of part of the image. I think they really want to be caught working out. They talk a lot about like, oh, I built my house, it has this gym, or like Chloe lets me use her gym. And
yes, they're always
my house would not, like, I wouldn't even remember to put a gym in my house if I was designing a really big fancy
I wouldn't have a gym in my house. Are you kidding me?
I might have one for like guests, a guest gym. This is the guest bedroom. This is the guest gym for my, most athletic friends.
Oh my gosh. So what else do you want to talk about, Kim? Yes. Sponsored by White Claw.
I think we touched a little bit before about how she hasn't been wearing as much makeup this season.
And no, she has not.
What do you think about that?
I like the stripped down look of hers.
Do you think that that's a Pete thing? Do you think that that's a Hulu thing? Do you think that's just like, what do you think that's all about?
I think that's a Pete thing. I think that's a Pete thing because Pete is, like she said, a very hang out at home type of guy. They go to CVS type of thing, so I think that she's
not lying about that either. There's like a really cute video, if you look it up, where she goes to CVS with David Letterman.
Okay.
And they do this this whole thing. She like gets so excited about everything. And it is sad. It's like that Kylie wanting to go to the grocery store thing. It is kind of sad, but she gets really excited about like how many pens there are and like all these different things. And she's just putting things in her basket. So it's like when she says she's going to CVS, it's like, it's not like when we go to CVS. Like she's grabbing whatever she wants from there and she may or may not use it. Oh my God. Okay. But I love the Pete influence, I guess, if that's what we're calling it. The Keith influence.
Yes, the Keith influence. I'm liking it too.
I like it. I think it's making her like down to earth and real. And she just wants to hang out. It's kind of like old Kim, I guess, because she was really fun. I feel like they all were really fun. Yeah. And then there was kind of this era where it was like more about being like really serious and monotone or whatever. But I feel like now everybody's kind of circling back to being fun again.
Yes. Yes, they are. They are. I mean, Pete is weird looking. I agree with you, Danielle, but he has,
is that somebody commented and
yes,
said weird looking?
Yes.
He's tall. I mean, everybody always brings that up first, but he is tall.
That's true.
He is, yeah, I don't know. To me, he's not really that funny. But I like, it's the same thing with Travis. It's like I support them. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's like a choice I would make.
Same here. I agree.
But I mean, there's got to be something appealing about him.
Right. Yeah.
I think he's so surprising for her in like so many ways that there has to be something, right?
Has to be something there. Definitely has to be something there. So do we want to talk about Kendall a little bit?
We can talk about Kendall. The first thing I'll say about Kendall is I think Kendall's my least favorite.
Why? Why is Kendall your least favorite?
I'm so uninterested in Kendall. I'm so uninterested.
I just found it interesting how Scott triggered her so much.
I think everybody triggers her. She kind of reminds me of my sister like that, where it's like anytime they ever like anytime anybody tries to put you in a situation where you don't want to be having the conversation, like the way to get out of it is like, oh my gosh, I just feel completely unsafe. Like I've got to get out of here. Everything is going crazy, like exaggerating, you know?
Okay.
That's kind of how I felt about it.
Okay.
I just feel like Kendall's like privileged in that way of like, probably none of them feel like they have to have conversations that they don't want to have. I mean, I think we saw that a little bit with Courtney too. It's like lot of them feel like maybe they don't, it's just like, they just don't want to deal with things that they don't want to deal with. And so I think when he was really getting in her face, I think she just shut it down. I think she just was like, this isn't my vibe. I'm not into this.
I'm getting triggered. I don't
really know what her vibe is. Her vibe is like anxiety, which like I get because like I have anxiety, but that's what so like everybody chooses to do different things with all of their money, and her thing is like to just not like fake heal her anxiety through like different methods.
That she is a self-proclaimed hypochondriac.
Right.
So,
well, she was having those like panic attacks on airplanes or whatever, where she was like, I was waking up and I couldn't move.
Right.
I mean, everything about Kendall's annoying to me. Her scenes felt the most like she was forced to be there, which is like at this point in the game, just don't. Like Kylie was in like her 2 scenes. Everybody's like, oh my God, amazing, Kylie, whatever. It's like, you don't have to be in the middle of it if you don't want to.
Right, exactly. I mean,
and I just feel like she felt the most forced or something.
You know, just clock in, do your scene.
Yeah. And then part of it was like, I think she's had COVID or something. And so she had to film some of her scenes. Wasn't there like an announcement at the beginning, I thought, where she was like, I was really sick during a lot of this, but I'll be back in like the later episodes. I feel like they touched on that.
I don't remember.
I don't know. I feel like they touched on that, but it was.
I just remember
it was just like one of those things where it's like, okay, well, no, I don't remember anybody asking for Kendall.
I just remember her getting fluids with what's her name? Oh God, what's her name? She flew off to Miami or wherever the hell, and she was getting that fluid drip.
I don't remember who was there. Was
Yeah.
it Hailey Bieber?
Yes, there we go.
Oh, she was there.
Yeah,
okay,
she was
like
there.
I love her.
Yes,
I do love her. I do love like Kendall's friends, but I just feel like she's, ironically, I do feel like she's one of the more entitled ones. And I think that people don't really think that because they think it's so easy to think that it's the flashier ones.
Right.
But I really do think that Kendall has kind of like a silent entitlement to her.
Yeah, you're right. Now that you say that, yeah, you are right.
Just like a kind of just like like I don't need to do things I don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe could be a generation thing too, because like Kim, I do feel like is at that level where she can turn things down, and like obviously she's not going to do like like some stupid commercial, or like maybe she would, I have no idea, but like something she doesn't need to do. Right. So I understand that to get to that level, but I feel like she would also be really gracious. You know, I think the older ones are kind of more understanding of like the hustle maybe, or like,
right.
Because they were there when they were doing like the cupcake advertisements and like the lip gloss you know what I mean? And Kendall, I think they kind of didn't really ever have to hustle that way. So I think she has kind of, I don't know. And then when she does kind of go out and do stuff, it's like that Pepsi commercial with the police officers.
Yes, I know. I know.
If anybody watches the show The Boys on Amazon Prime, they completely ripped into that commercial. They spoofed the commercial and basically made fun of that whole situation of like the idea of like, we're going to solve this whole war by like giving a cop a Pepsi.
Oh my God.
She's just always so off the mark.
Oh God.
In a way that the other ones aren't. And I feel like the other ones get the bad rap for being off the mark when really,
yes. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, Ashley.
But that's the case. Do we have people watching? I can't see. Is anybody watching us?
Yes, we do. We have people watching. Yes, we do.
Sorry to anybody who is disappointed by my glam. I don't know what is going on with this right now, but it's the hair. The hair. Once I couldn't get the hair right, the whole thing fell apart from there. Let's put it that way.
The glam is good, girl. You look like all three.
What's funny is I was seeing a bunch of tweets about everybody was complaining about the glam on Beverly Hills because everybody has glam now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I noticed.
Yeah. And like, so it's like funny because it's like everybody used to give such a hard time to the people who had it. And now it's like it's one of those like keeping up with the Joneses things. I like how the Kardashians have like glam rooms in their house. Didn't you have something of your little like random tidbits that you wanted to share?
Yes, I wanted to share that I am obsessed with the organization of Chloe's Pantry and Chris's Fridge. And whoever they hire to do that for them, I need them to come to my kitchen and do it for me.
I feel like we could look that up.
Looks like Tetris, like there's like things like shoved in there all over the place. My pantry, you open it up and there's like boxes of rice like getting ready to like fall on your head and shit.
I live like that, so I completely hear you.
I need whoever organized. When Chloe opened up her pantry and she was like, look, when she was showing Scott, giving Scott a tour, I was drooling. You know,
my thing with that, like one of the reasons I think I'm messy or whatever, like one of my things with that is like the OCD for me, it has to go all the way or not at all. It's like she's got everything like those cookie jars that are like perfectly organized, but it's like, what if somebody just takes 5 out of it? Then you have to put 5 more in it. Like how how many do you let people eat? Because it's not always going to be visually stimulating if there's cookies missing.
Listen, it doesn't have to be visually stimulating for me. It just has to be organized.
But you know, she's got like all these things in there. I feel like it's for looks because she had like 3 different kinds of peanut butter.
Yes.
It's like, is that just how you live your life when you're so rich? You just don't know. You're like, just buy all the kinds of peanut butter. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. But that's the thing is like, I don't know what I would do. Maybe I would buy all 3 peanut butter.
Danielle was saying that she was just thinking how you look so pretty.
Oh, thanks. I think she's saying that because she can sense my insecurity right now.
Okay, so relax.
And she's the one that told me to wear a bodysuit. The only one I had was lingerie. So, and I didn't feel right showing up. I didn't want like the camera to click on and have me be wearing like this whole thing. So
I want whoever organized their pantry, their fridge, not necessarily the food in Chris's fridge because the food is weird.
What is the deal? Is the greenery like for decoration, or is the lettuce and all of that just like, do they eat that much lettuce?
I think they eat that much lettuce. I think
I don't. I think it's just a decoration.
That's weird. Then
it is weird, but then it's like really cool also.
It is really cool, isn't it?
It is. I do. I think it's really cool. I really do. But I think it is like a fake. I think they just decorated with lettuce. Because it looks like a jungle or whatever. You know?
Well, I need someone to come and decorate my fridge.
Normal people know, like you're supposed to wrap that stuff up. Or unless, I mean, I guess maybe plastic. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe they know better. Maybe you are supposed to put it all out like that.
Well, I need someone to organize my fridge like Chris's.
Yeah, I like all the drinks and stuff. It's like Jeff Lewis style where it's like everything is like individually like facing forward.
Yes.
And they have like every single drink. That is kind of my dream too. So just have a fridge full of drinks. It would be nice to have a fridge where like if people came over and opened your fridge, they'd be like, oh, wow. Because like I don't even think I would let people open my fridge. Not at this point.
Yeah, no, not at this point either. Not the way my fridge is looking.
To move all the lettuce to the front.
Right. So what's your random thing?
Well, I was going to be that everything was fuzzy and I liked the blankets, but then I remembered another thing and I'm trying to think of what it was. Oh, Chloe's house. So she built this house. One thing that I really love is that she's got the LED lights in every room set to like a mood. And it's like baby pink, which I think is such a vibe. And it's like, if you had your own house, you know what I mean? Like how we're talking. It's like, if you had your own house and you could make all your own decisions, it's like, wouldn't it be amazing to have it just be glowing baby pink the whole time? And I have these LED lights because I have them in my kitchen, but I just have them on like the white color.
Right.
They don't make baby pink. So now I'm like actually on Amazon looking up like what kind of light she has that makes these like custom colors and stuff. Cause I kind of want to just make everything pink. So that was my random thing. It's just, I think that it's really like, it just, I don't know. I think I like a lot of her choices in her new house.
Your husband's going to love everything. Just pink.
I don't think he would care too much. I'm not even sure he would really notice.
You don't think he'll notice it? Just pink.
He's everywhere? Kind of like yeah, no, I can't really relate him to anybody on Kardashians.
Okay.
Maybe like Corey. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. But I don't think he would. I mean, Corey is such a go along.
Yeah, I know. Corey just goes along with everything. Yeah,
he's so happy to just be there. He's like at these family meetings, and it's like, why is Corey there?
I know.
And then when he like threatened to like beat Courtney's kids or whatever,
I know
the whole thing is too much. But it's like, I love how Chris talks about how they're like Do you think they're having as much sex as she's acting like they're having?
No.
She acts like they're having a quickie like every 5 minutes. You don't buy it?
I don't buy it. I do not buy what she's selling. I do not buy what she's selling.
I'm actually buying a lot of things that she's selling, including this book from 2010.
Yes, I can tell.
So my sister roasted me. My sister's 20. She's 20, and she's like went through this whole thing because like this era is like really popular with that age. I don't really understand why, but so she watched like all of Jersey Shore.
Okay.
All the way through, and then she watched all of Kardashians, and she roasted me so hard because she was like, why are you still so much like the first season?
My God.
I was like, oh shoot, like was I supposed to progress? But then I'm like looking through this and it's like I never moved on. I never moved on from this. Like this is exactly like this. Are you kidding? I would wear that.
Are you kidding me? That is ultimate Ashley right there.
I know, right? There's so many things in here that are amazing. It's a lot of Lamar, which is awkward.
That is the Bible of Ashley, people.
The thing is like, oh my gosh, the tan. There's so much. Yeah, if anybody, the tanner, orange tanner.
Oh
some
my
of this I really wish would come back.
Holy shit.
Courtney still looks amazing. She's always looked the same.
Yes, she does.
I feel like Courtney's looked the same forever. If you see them, like their high school pictures and all that, she's always looked the same. She looks great. And maybe they do a lot of stuff or whatever, but whatever it is, they still, when they show the old pictures, they still resemble their old self. It's not like new face. Who's this? It's like, no, you can tell it's them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I appreciate that. And then now that you're seeing like them with less makeup, I think you can kind of tell that there's like some natural beauty there too, for sure.
Yeah, that's true. For sure. So we're going to wrap up for now. And next week, we're going to cover Khloe getting her heart broken for the 1 billionth time by Trish and the douchebag. We'll cover Kylie and her 2 scenes. She's adorably pregnant.
What even? Okay, we'll talk about it next time, but I don't even remember her 2 scenes. But I love her too. I love her too. And if anybody knows if she named her child, can they please tweet it to me? Because it was Wolf and then she changed it, but then she never said what she changed it to.
Right.
So if anybody knows, please
drop it in the comments, right?
Or yeah, drop it in the comments if you know what that kid's name is.
Right. And we're going to cover all things Chris.
I'm also going to start doing my hair like 3 hours before.
Yes, Ashley will do her hair 3 hours before.
But this has been amazing. I told you before, I could talk about this forever.
Yes, and we will continue next week. And thank you so much for joining us. And if you
thank you to the people who are watching. Follow me.
Yes.
Reality by Ashley on Twitter. Follow Kiki and Kibitz. It's just Kiki Kibitz, right?
Yes. Kiki Kibitz on Twitter and Kiki and Kibitz on Instagram. So thank you.
And
so
this
much,
YouTube
guys.
channel.
Yes. Subscribe, please. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much, guys. See you soon. Oh, we'll be doing this same time, same place. Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. West Coast time.
That's news to me, so I will be there.
See you then. Thank you. Bye.
I've got Lisa Barlow tan hands, but that's okay.